So to kick this video off, I'll go in with a number 2 guard on my Gold FXs with the grain completely open, and I'm just getting my desired length. With this client, he was light in the front, so I kind of wanted to give him a length that was going to complement the light spots, but at the same time, I was going to be able to end it with a real hard executive look. And I think that's one thing that I'm starting to aim for in terms of my finishes. I'm starting to aim for execution, and not just execution on techniques, execution on finishes. I want my finish to look very executive, very grown manish, very distinguished, very sharp, and very crispy. That's just something that I'm working towards, so just bear with me, and I promise y'all we're gonna keep coming with the bangers. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get alerted. The bangers won't stop. It's 2019, this year to create it, so I go in with my Andis T outliners, creating my first initial ball line. Then I go in with the Babeless shavers, and I just clean up under that. Then I go in fully open, about a 1/2 inch in a circular motion, so I can keep his taper kind of round towards the bottom. Even though I'm doing a low ball taper, I want to create some drasticness with it. Then I drop my clippers halfway and clean up in between that, and then completely close. And I'm finna really clean up towards the bottom of the taper. And as you guys can see, we got the bottom part blended out. Then I go in with a number 1 guard completely open, about a 1/2 inch as well, giving myself enough room to fade, but giving myself enough room to still keep it dark so I can still show that C cup. Then I go in with a 0.5 guard completely closed, and I just start to flick at the line, start to debulk the line to create the transition for the taper. Then I go in with a number 2 guard, and I'm completely open, and I'm just basically fading around in the area, just keeping everything consistent. Then with a number 1 guard, I'm just gonna go with the grain just so I can lighten up the hair and debulk the hair, not too harshly and push the fade high, but just debulk it just so I can get a nice transition of a taper. We wasn't able to get the back taper today, but I still had the footage for y'all, so we had to get it out. Then I go in with a 1/16 guard on my masters just to do some cleanup work and start to fade the beard. Then I go in with some mousse, and I just basically put the mousse in the hair, and I start to massage the mousse all the way through the hair, brush it in, assisting it with a blow dry. I want everything to lay down because he kind of light in the front, but he has an amazing grade of hair. If you train the hair, and because he's not finna go into a crazy brush session, the mousse in the dryer, brushing it with the hair is going to assist it to lay down and give it that fuller look. Because of the light spots in the front, and because I just cut his hair isn't trained to be laying down, so I want to assist it with the mousse and with the brush and with the blow dryer, and this will get it all the way together. Then I go in with some of the Take Control hairspray by my girl Tay Brown. I will leave her website in the top of the description, so go please visit her. This is aerosol hold and spray. It is not too heavy. It don't cake up on your clippers. You guys are gonna see it right here in action with me when I line it up. This is one of my favorite hold and sprays out there for the lining, so if you go to the description, it's definitely gonna be there for you guys to find it. Then I go in using my Andis Styliner tools, and I'm just hitting the line, and as you guys can see with the hold and spray, everything is locked into place, and my clippers are hidden, and everything is falling into place perfectly. I usually start with my vertical bars, but on this haircut, like, I just did what felt good to me based on my camera angles. So then I just go in using the tip of my blade, creating that seat. Like, that is very important. If you don't use the corner of that blade, it is sometimes hard to create the seat. Most people create like straight and then it curve because they lay their blades flat and then try to whip it around the corner. If you go in with the curve and start drawing it from the beginning to the end, you're going to get the Chicago seat. And repetition is key. You got to keep hitting things to get it as clean as possible. Then I come to this side and I repeat the same steps. I just finish where I left off in the middle, bringing everything straight across. keeping everything consistent with the Styliner tools. I want to give a huge shout out to my girl Veronica, the barbers. She one of the nastiest, doing it with all of the custom modified trimmers and blades. And also want to give a huge shout out to my girl Tay Brown for the Take Control hairspray. As you guys can see, all the hairs are locked into place, and me just using the tip of the blade is snatching the hair right away. Slowly but surely. Look at the taper, look at everything. Like, I'm basically setting myself up for the kill shot right here, and then I just coast over the top of the hair because I laid it down with the mousse. Now I can knock all of the straggly hairs completely off of my Gold FX. It's just floating over the top of the head as if he had waves. I finished all of my haircuts cleaning it up at the end, not just wavers. Everybody need this, because if not, like, the hairs will still be prickly and standing up. So I just keep everything consistent, making the haircut as clean and as smooth as possible. You don't want a lot of straggly hairs. You don't want no straggly hairs at all. You want that real solid, clean, full dark Caesar look with the dope taper. So then I go in using the Beam Team Cordless Compressor XL with the no drip color, with my card at least 4 to 5 inches away. I'm using the black brown color, which is the only color available. To get this color to turn black, you just build more on top of it. But with that being said, because my client already has a straight medium hair, that basically I can go in and just spray this and it's gonna fill in perfectly. As you guys can see, the no drip is making a perfect filler for any of the light spots. Then I go in with a Barber Magic pencil and frame everything out just to give it that real exclusive, sharp, crispy look. This is where all of your sauce come in. This is where you're able to take your haircut further than crispy. Most of the time when people add color, they think that's crispy, but no, it ain't even that. Like, it ain't even just the white line or the pencil itself, but you can incorporate so many things and use them with your finished pieces to get things like this. As you guys can see, like, is making the haircut pop completely different, giving it a whole different look. And this is not extra work. You just frame it out and just trace over it with your liners. Your liners are gonna do all the work for you, and everything will fall into place. As you guys can see, like, it just brings a whole different effect to my finishing result. And that's not even a razor, and we're there already. So I go in using the no drip on my application brush, and I'm just basically framing out the beard. And when framing out the beard, you're basically setting yourself up for the kill shot. As you guys can see, I got a lining without lining him up, without ever touching his face with my trimmers or without ever touching his face with my razor. I'm already there. That is the part about when I say we make the complex things completely simple. You got people who would have ran through, hit them with the trimmers, then hit them with color, then hit them with the razor. That's 3 different times and 3 different techniques that you just use to ultimately get one look that I'm finna do in one take. I bang out with the color first, and then I just finish up and clean it up with either trimmers or with my razor. Me, preferably, I use my razor. I don't ever like to put my trimmers on the face because I feel like my trimmers hit too hard. Some people gonna understand that, some won't. And me personally, I'm just so much more comfortable with a razor on the face opposed to putting my trimmers on the face. Make sure you guys get the back of that beard line too, because you guys really wanna show off that taper. As you guys can see, the hard 2 lines on the top of the beard and at the bottom of the beard, it brings the taper perfectly in between. Then I go in hitting the neckline using my Styliner tools, just cleaning up everything. Then I go in using my Tomb 45 razor with my exposed cartridge in it, and I'm using Dorco Primes, and I'm just basically stretching the skin angle in my razor at a 45-degree angle, bringing everything back to the line. And as you guys can see, look how easy the beard just came together. I framed it out, I brushed the color in, and then I just went right behind it with a straight razor and got the ideal look that I was looking for. Remember, it's about eliminating techniques, and it's about making the complex things simple and putting your own sauce on them. This is how you create that essence about yourself. I told y'all gotta have these finishing looks. Y'all gotta have these things that stand out about y'all haircuts so the whole world will know that that's your work. That's so important that you stamp your work. Like, it was so important for me on YouTube to have my own sauce, to not come into YouTube cutting like nobody. I came into YouTube not even being educated by everybody else that was doing the things on YouTube. I wanted to come completely at a whole different angle on YouTube, and I just really wanted to bring sauce to YouTube, and that is so important for you guys and anybody that's just watching me. It's so important to bring a whole different style of barbering to the game. I always tell myself, like, anybody can cut hair, but not everybody got sauce, not everybody got flair, not everybody got flavor. That's something that's so important about haircuts when trying to be something big in the industry. So with that being said, this is how you do an amazing transformation. I'm glad my boy let the fro go. As you guys can see, we got a nice executive look. My boy super crispy, taper clean, line and beaming. We back in the game. Y'all know what time it is. Hashtag TBT. It's the Beam Team. Let's get this money, strap in, and let's